Welcome back to my Florida Trail Quest. This is just one of the many life goals I've decided to document on this channel. Now, the mission is to complete a self-supported journey across the entire state of Florida by section hiking, biking, and running the backcountry trail systems that connect Key West to Pensacola. Now, to date, you can see what I completed in the red route here. So I am currently right here on Loop Road at the beginning of Roberts Lake Trail, which I'll be doing today. So far, this has covered a total distance up until here of 191.8 miles. So I'm about 11.9% complete. I've spent 9 days on trail, section hiking, and biking and running. And I've spent a total of $1,165 to this point. Now, these costs involve renting cars, ride shares to transport myself to and from the trail. So that also covers gas, food, lodging, etc. So for today's trail section, you can see it highlighted here in the color purple. It is Roberts Lake Trail, which is an 8-mile trek from where I last left off up to the Oasis Visitor Center. This is the last section of the ECT Florida Connector. So once I complete this, that will wrap up this section of the trail system. Okay guys, we are in the car transporting myself to the Oasis Visitor Center, which is where I intend to park for the day while I hike this last section of the ECT Connector called Roberts Lake Strand. Now, the goal is to hopefully catch an Uber from the Oasis Visitor Center to the starting point of Roberts Lake Strand and then hike northbound back towards my car. I always like hiking back towards my car if it's, if the possibility is there. But I am a little concerned if there's going to be any Uber activity out this way at the Oasis Visitor Center. I'm assuming there will be. This is my best strategy, my best approach. So I'm guessing there should be, since it's such a popular place for hikers and a good rest stop. So that is the goal. We'll see what happens. I'll see y'all at the Oasis Center. So I'm at the Oasis Center, the Big Cypress National Reserve. As I kind of expected, unfortunately I did not get an Uber, as there is no Uber activity out this way. Tried a few times. I'm just gonna start at the northern terminus of this trail and then walk south and then find my way back somehow. I gotta find where this trail starts. I found the entrance. It's down about maybe 100 feet or so from the Oasis visitor sign up there. I don't know if you can see it. It's tough with the sun, but you're right across, literally right across from the visitor center. Okay, so you come out, you park over there. If you're going southbound, you can park over there, and then boom, the trail is right here. So we are going in. A little muddy to begin with. And as you can see, the blue marker right there, we are on track. See a lot of footsteps in here. This is a trail that has been on my radar for quite some time now. And I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the trails that I've been most nervous about doing. Just because, I'm solo and I'm not sure what to expect out here. I know the terrain is pretty challenging. This sucky mud. And the wildlife too. There's snakes, there's gators, there's bears, there's everything you can think of out here. A little nervous about doing this alone, but I know this is something I need to do. I can feel it in my gut. I can feel it in my mind. And I know this is the last section of the ECT connector. So complete this and I would have wrapped up 2 of the 3 main trail systems in Florida. So the Florida Keys, all done, did that on my bike. And now the ECT connector, I've biked and hiked this. And this is just the last portion of it.
Let's take a deep breath in, let's enjoy it. I think this one is going to be a fun, wild one. Let's hope that the universe guides me safely to the end of this and back. Yeah, it's going to be challenging because my feet are getting stuck in this. But so far, pretty well blazed. I know it's only a couple feet in here, but I was talking to one of the workers here at the Oasis Center, and she told me that this is actually pretty well traveled on a daily, weekly basis. So that was reassuring to know that this is, traversable, I guess is the best way of putting it. Because I honestly I thought this was pretty remote, and I didn't think a lot of people would be trekking this, but I was wrong. Hard to tell, but that definitely looks like some type of animal track right there. So yeah, especially like I think right there too. I think it's time to start using this trekking pole, because this is super slippery, sinky, muddy. It's almost pulling off my damn shoe everywhere I step. I knew the water at some point would be unavoidable. Just watching my surroundings here for anything that could pop up and get me. This is amazing. I know I'm only about a mile in, but without a doubt, this is by far one of the coolest trails I think I've been on in Florida. I mean, it's like you're walking through another world down here. So cool. Just absolutely beautiful. Very peaceful. Very healing, very tranquil. And it's, look, you got like the limestones are like your little stepping stones here along the path. Now normally this is all underwater. Okay, so it really hasn't rained too much down here, so it's very dry, which is why you can see the limestone. Because usually this is all covered in water, probably about ankle to knee deep. As we get further in here, towards the center, it may not be as dry. The trail is pretty easy to follow. It's just, you can't really see too well in the low surrounding environment around you, which just always got to keep your eyes peeled as best you can for anything lurking on the sides here. I'm thinking this would actually be a pain to walk in if it was all underwater because of all this limestone, all these like potholes that I can see, because I can pretty much walk along the limestone and avoid the muck for the most part. But if this was all underwater, man, yeah, this would probably take a lot longer, require a little more effort. So my concept of time and distance is way off on this trail already. I thought I was at least a mile in, but I'm actually just under just under a mile in. So this, oh jeez, it is so muddy. It's actually taken me longer than I thought. And then, you know, you're also paranoid where you're gonna step because you're watching out for snakes, you're watching out for gators. I see a lot of animal tracks. If something was on this trail or if something came charging at you, where the hell would you go? Like, dive into the surrounding high grass here? Like, I don't even know. I don't know what you would do. You couldn't really maneuver too well. Plus you're stuck in mud. It's like walking in quicksand. Bring a trekking pole or some type of hiking stick to get through this and keep your balance. But hats off to who maintains this. Really appreciate all the effort you put in here to keeping this nice and clean and well blazed. That back there, that's officially the 1 mile point. I'm gonna have to pick up some speed a little bit here. Otherwise, this is gonna take forever to get through. Look at this. It looks like it's solid. Some of it is, but some of it you just like sink right in. These first 2 miles of trail, extremely difficult, very deceiving, just because of this mud. You just sink right in. Oh man, it's exhausting. Definitely start early in the day. And we are officially underwater for now. But actually, this has been easier. Walking in this ankle deep water, because it's shallow enough and clear enough where I can see where to step, and it kind of is cooling me off a little bit, and also cleaning my shoes. At least like it's more stable footing for now. Probably averaging 1.2 miles an hour, if that. Ironically, the trail we're walking is water, but everything surrounding it to the left to right is dry. So go figure. At least it's clear. If I were to walk on the dry ground, you'd be dodging trees, high grass. Like, it would be not as easy as walking in the water. I tell you, now that it's fully submerged in water, it's actually been a relief. It's a lot easier to get your footing. A lot easier to just kind of cruise along here. The water is super clear, so I can see exactly where I'm stepping. But this is an amazing trail. Exhausting, but really, really cool. The landscape changed quite a bit here. The vegetation way more lush, more jungly type of vibe instead of cypresses. This looks like Alligator City if we were to see one. This is unfreaking believable. I see blue there, blue there. Looks like we gotta go up over there. This will be fun. This probably gets really deep. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I'm shaking right now. Wow. A lot of fun though. So it looks gotta get over there. Anything? It is really hard to see. But I think we're good. A lot of birds. A lot of damn birds up in this joint. Don't see any gators. Okay. Holy shit. Look at this. Nice and jungly in here. We got the blue marker. See another one over here. This is something else, guys. Holy hell. And then we just cross right along here. This trail is unreal. I'm walking through spiderwebs more like every 2 seconds. I don't think a lot of people have come through here lately. Gosh. Yo, if y'all want an adventure, definitely come do Roberts Lake Strand Trail. You'll be bushwhacking. See, the first part of this going southbound was pretty well maintained. Now I'm just straight up bushwhacking here. But at least the blazes are clear still. Haven't had any issues with those, finding those. But this is just taking a while to get through because of all the brush I have to machete here with my trekking pole. It's overgrown, but it's doable. Where do you go from here? Look at this. This is very overgrown. So this section is extremely overgrown, not maintained. It's only like the northern part that seemed to be somewhat better maintained, but definitely not this section. This section is only maintained by the people that walk through it pretty much. Oh my God. Made it to Frog Hammock. This is the only tent site or campsite here. And you got like a little fire pit. Looks like you're trying to make a little bench here out of logs or something. And yeah, I mean, there's a few places you could camp, you know, around here. It looks like you got a pitcher pump back here if you needed water. Not too much room for tents. I see 1, 2, maybe 3 spots. Let's take a quick little rest here, eat something, drink some coconut water, and then continue on. I met a few people on trail that said they could give me a ride back if I needed it. Talk to hikers, all right? Talk to people, whether you're at the parking lot or I don't know, just wherever, because you could figure out rides or something, you know, help each other out. Just finished up eating a snack at that Frog Hammock campsite, and now continuing onward. So we're back in the muck. So While it's still somewhat muddy, it's nowhere near as slippery as the start of this, as the first 2 miles. And plus you get the dry land over here on either side, left or right. It's definitely more walkable than what I had coming into it. Definitely more stable footing, I'd say. Moving a lot faster than I was initially. Looks like someone ate a big old bird right there. See the feathers and the skeleton. I tell you, this mud just does not quit. It has been, this has been difficult to walk on. I definitely feel it in my joints, knees, hips, all the stabilizers, core. It's been a hell of a workout. So these guys blend right in, the cottonmouths. Walked, I didn't even see it. Look at that. Let's make sure I don't step on another damn snake. So this marks the end of Roberts Lake Trail. There it is, right? That's where I started my last video. And that completes the ECT connector. Finished it up with Roberts Lake Trail, which was about an 8-mile stretch. Wrap that up, and then next up is the Florida Trail. The actual Florida Trail. Now it's time for me to figure out how to get back to where I parked. So your boy had no luck getting an Uber ride back to the Oasis Center where I parked my car. So now I've been hoofing it. I know it's a total of, I think, 15 miles back to the car after I already did 8. So we're looking at a total of 23 miles on the day. Holy shit, there's an alligator right there. Whoa. That's a big one. So unfortunately, everyone that's driven by me doesn't want to give me a ride. I don't blame them. Look at me. I look like a hoodlum. But this is something I do need to practice. And these long distances, I do need to get used to if I intend to make up mileage here. Because I am slacking on my goal. It feels like I'm further behind than I need to be. So, of course, I'm walking miles that won't even count. But still, you know, getting the reps in, kind of getting the feel, kind of getting a taste of what it's like to do, you know, 20 plus miles a day, which I will need to do. I'm my own man, right? I want to own the mistakes, own the consequences from the decisions that I make. Plus, this is good for the mind, good for the soul, good to get my body accustomed, adapted to what's in store in the future. During this long walk back, I had time to kind of reflect on today, and I think there would have been a number of things that I would have done differently. First of all, should have rented a SUV. The only reason why I didn't was because I was meeting up with my parents this weekend, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get this hike in, but plans changed. If I had an SUV, I could have locked my bike at one end and parked at the other, and I could have rode my bike back to where I parked. Another thing I could have done differently today was actually speak to the people I saw this morning to see where they were hiking, and I could have hitched a ride with them to the southern terminus. The third thing I could have done differently was I probably should have parked at the southern terminus of this trail and hiked up towards the Oasis Center, because I think I would have had a better chance of catching a ride that way. Your boy is back in the car. Long story short, when I was in the middle of recording that section, I forget what I was even talking about. The people I actually met on trail were driving back to go pick up the car that they parked at the beginning of that trail. And they saw me. I was about maybe 5 miles away from here. They picked me up and they dropped me back off. So shout out to them for doing that. I always appreciate any trail magic that you can get. Saved me a couple miles, saved me a couple hours. My legs were on fire, my hips, my knee joints was hurting. That road walk, I hate those road walks. Got a taste of what I needed for the big Cypress, so looking forward to that. Not sure when I'll be doing that, maybe next weekend. I'm gonna head home, chill out, because I'm damn exhausted. This trail was very deceivingly tough just because of the mud. It was slow, very slow going, average maybe a mile and a half an hour, if that. About 6-7 hours to do 8 miles today. But that's it. See y'all in the next one. Peace.